everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be looking at that riff I just played in the intro there, and in particular focusing in on some really nice ninth chord voicings that you can use to give your progressions a bit more sophistication. It also uses some thumb over the top fingering, and I've had some comments saying, well, you should never play with your thumb over the top. That's wrong. Well, actually, it's a pretty essential technique if you want to get to some of these more complex voicings. So here we go. I hope you enjoy. So this riff is based around chords with both a seventh and a ninth in them, and it's a trick that you can use to make your chord progression sound a lot more sophisticated. So for example, if I just play through the pattern without any fancy chords, just the basic shapes, we get B flat, G minor, C minor, F, B flat, G minor, A flat. So that's our basic progression, but it sounds pretty dull like that. So what we're going to do is use these slightly more sophisticated chords to bring it to life a bit. And we've essentially got two variants going on here. The major variant, which looks like that, and the minor variant, which looks like that. So let's break down each of those, starting with the major variant. So the way I'd explain this is if you start with an A minor shape, just a normal A minor shape down here, and then add on the little finger, which makes it like a minor 7. So we've got an A minor 7, but what I'm going to do is thumb over the top, and then that's an F note, and that turns it into a F major 7 add 9. And in that shape, I can play anywhere. It's just a really nice shape. And then for the minor version then, all we need to do is, I'll show it on the G minor, so thumb over the top for the G, and then bar these top 4 strings. So that's just a normal G minor 7, but then little finger onto the 5th fret, and that adds our 9th in. So together, some really nice sophisticated chords. Again, you'll see I'm using that exact same chord, G minor, C minor. Okay, so getting into the riff itself, and we're going to start here at the 6th fret with our B flat major 7 add 9. So this was our A minor 7, add the thumb for the root note and bring all that up to the 6th fret. And just one thing to note is that the thumb is just touching on the A string there, just to mute it, because we don't want that in the chord. And all we're going to do is pluck through that in sequence, starting with our thumb on the low E, and then all these 4 fingers playing the D, G, B and E strings. And one thing to note, it's a bit of a triplet rhythm then on the D, G and B strings. So it's like 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. And it's a little bit tricky that picking, particularly if you don't use the little finger all the time for picking. Just try and roll through it, but be conscious of the timing with it. Okay? So that's our B flat major 7 add 9, and then it's straight into the G minor 7 add 9. And what I'm playing here is firstly thumb on the low string, on the low E, and then the top 3 strings together, the G, B and E strings. And then another pluck on the low E with the thumb. And then what I'm doing is bringing my little finger to the 6th fret on the B string and playing the G and B strings together. So on the G minor, the whole thing is. So the next chord in our sequence then is the C minor 7 add 9. And what we're going to do for that is run into it from 2 frets below on the 6th fret here up to the 8th fret with our thumb. And play that exact same rhythm that we played on the first chord. So all together so far. And then what we get is this chord, which is just a bar starting on the 8th fret here from the A string. And really this in its own right creates like an F7 add 9, so it's in a similar vein to those other chords, but it's just a really nice simple bar there. And I'm just plucking through really the A string with my thumb and then the top 3 strings with these 3 fingers. So then we get that little lick coming in which sounds like this. And all we're playing there is 2 notes at a time with a little kind of hammer on. So at the 8th fret, so starting with the D and G strings, and all we're going to do is hammer on to the 10th on the D string and then back off again in a triplet rhythm. So like 1, 2, 3, and then bring that all down a string. So you've got the A and D strings and we're hammering on the A string. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then same again, bring it all down a string to the E and A strings. 1, 2, 3. And then back into exactly the same as we had before on the B flat and G minor chords. And then instead of going to C minor at the end, we're going to go to A flat. And we're going to play that exactly the same as we played the B flat, but I'm going to run into it similar as we did on the C minor where we played. We're going to run in then from the 3rd fret up to the 4th to play our A flat chord. So far we've got So once I've rolled through that A flat major 7 add 9 chord, I'm just playing a little lick which is going to sound like this. It's a tricky little one, and what I'm doing is just playing a ghost note and then barring the G string and the B string at the 8th and then down in thirds. So we go to the 7th and the 6th and then down again. But once I get to here, so I'm on the 5th and 4th frets, what I'm going to do is go up a fret and back down again quickly. And then pull off to the 3rd fret on the G string and then 5th fret on the D string. Really it's just this, it's that sort of common lick there. But I'm playing it with, starting with the B string in as well, and then I kind of let the B string go at some point. So all together then we get and that's just a nice way to take some basic chords and just sex them up a bit. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If there's anything that didn't make sense, anything I didn't explain very well, then let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.